Hello, hello, and welcome. I am Webweaver, and I'm so glad you have found my channel here today. This is where I do a weekly card spread using a traditional tarot deck, just to give us a little bit different of an interpretation for the week, give us a heads up as to what might be coming down the pike. I'm trying to remember the cards I pulled for last time. I think all of them except for Sundays came up pretty good, but I think Sundays was a challenge. And yeah, it might actually be in here. World, maybe it was the world, the end of something. I'd have to look back at what order they went in. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, so it's been a week, hasn't it? Oh, my. Actually, it's been a weekend. Last week wasn't too terrible. Warmed up a little bit, which was nice. I got outside. I just said in my last video, you know, I read the news yesterday after I did my workout, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, really? So, I called my congressman. I emailed my congressman. I sent postcards to my congressman, and by that point it was like lunchtime-ish, and I ended up taking the kids outside for like 4 hours. So yeah. All right, so this is going to be for this week, which is March 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. All right, and as always, very important, entertainment purposes only. Gotta have that in there. All right. What do we need to know for this week? What are the messages for this week? What do we need to know for the week ahead? What are our messages for the week ahead? What do we need to know for the week ahead? What are our messages for the week ahead? All right, we're going to stop there. Okay. So for Monday, and I have these, I think I must have them upside down. Oh, okay, as I drop like half the deck. All right, hold please. Oh, goodness gravy. Did I get them back in? I did. Okay. All right, we have the Emperor. Yep, we do. In the right spot too, so you can see it. Yay. All right, so we have the Emperor. I'll hold that up if you would like to see it a little closer. The Emperor is like a structure, order, the rules, very father-like figure, a fatherly figure, but it's a fatherly figure in that, you know, when you think of like the 1950s sitcoms and a kid gets in trouble at school and their mom says, you know, wait till your father gets home. Think of like the Christmas Story and all of that. It's the authority figure. It's the father figure, the regulation, but also, you know, the leader of the family, or just a leader in general, a loving husband or father. But the Emperor is also a sovereign. He's not necessarily the king, but an emperor. When you think of like the Roman Empire, the emperor was in charge of all of it, right? So having balance and reason, responsibility, creating order and stability. So the sentence or the little phrase that goes with this card in this deck is, nature provides us with a great bounty once a year. I make sure we have something to eat every day. So it's that father-like, orderly authority figure who is balanced and responsible, and pretty much the opposite of the people we have running our country right now. So that is for tomorrow. So either maybe you will need structure, you'll provide structure in your life, or some kind of a reason and responsibility and balance. And actually, the card for tomorrow that I just pulled from the other deck had to do with taking on an internal locus of control as opposed to an external. So rather fitting, actually. Oh, so then on Tuesday, we have the sun. Oh, I like the sun. All right, so the sun is a happy card. If you're asking yes or no questions, the sun is very much a yes. It is the yes card. But the sun, when you think about the sun, it brings us light, which is enlightenment, right? I can hold this up a little closer if you'd like to see it. Hopefully that helps you there. But like yesterday, I went out in the sun and it really just, it improved my mood. It gave me more energy, vitality. We had fun out in the sun, right? You think about like going to the beach or having a picnic or things like that. So, I mean, these people are dancing in a field of sunflowers, right? So it's enlightenment, but it's also greatness, vitality. We have a lunar eclipse that morning, so that's interesting. It can mean achievement, personal power. The sun definitely gives you that energy for your power, right? It feeds the plants, right? So, but these people are also happy. They're dancing, joyful. Maybe they're celebrating a success. That is all having to do with the sun. So for this card in this deck, the phrase is, dance with me. Why? Because life is amazing. So that is for Tuesday. That's a happy Tuesday. All right, Wednesday. We have temperance. Temperance, I'll hold that up for a second so you can see it. Temperance is very much what that word means. Temperance is balance, moderation. As I have said previously when I've pulled this card, I am a former social studies teacher. So when I think of temperance, I think of the temperance movement. And in history, the temperance movement was the one that came before prohibition. It was meant to cut out alcohol and vices, as they called them. So helping people to find that balance, moderation, restraint. But in the tarot, it can also mean, health, tact, having some tact. Again, something we lack a lot of in the leadership in this country. But it can also be the right thing at the right place in the right time. So far not too bad. We've got structure and responsibility, followed by enlightenment and happiness and celebration and clarity, followed by balance and moderation and tact. The sentence or phrase for this card is, the difference between a professional and an amateur is that the professional makes it look easy. All right, so not too bad for the first part of the week. What do we got for Thursday? We have the Ten of Cups. So cups is cups is emotion. It can be psychic abilities. The Ten of Cups is very much, tens are an ending of sorts, but this isn't necessarily a bad ending. So with 10 of Cups, it's like happy family, happy home, love, joy, peace. If you look at the picture, they are relaxing on a bench, holding each other's hands. They've got gentle smiles on their face. I mean, they've been through whatever emotional turmoil came for the first part of that suit, right? So now they are at peace and in love and a happy home and things like that. So it's a nice Thursday card. Peace. I will take peace. All right, so this card, the sentence or phrase for it is, this is it, right here, right now. This is the heart of my life. All right, so let's look at Friday. Friday, we have the High Priestess. Oh, let me hold that up so you can see it a little better. I hate that I have to be so zoomed out for you guys to see all the cards. There's just not a happy medium with this here. So the High Priestess is like, it's not inaction, because inaction would mean not acting at all, but it's non-action. It's more turning inward, intuition, that unconscious awareness, like being aware of something but not sure how you know or why you know. She has to do with potential and mystery, wisdom, intuition, things like that gut feeling you get, like you know something but you don't know how you know that thing, you just know that you know it. It also has to do with knowing things, having the wisdom based on your experience, right? So the sentence for this card is, she's completely batty, I tell you. Didn't say a word the whole time, just sat there smiling at me. So not a bad card, but there may be something going on that we don't know about, whether it's in our personal lives or in the greater world and scheme of things. There's something going on behind the scenes, possibly a potentiality that's there that's still kind of like we feel it, but we don't know how we feel it, and we may not be able to vocalize it, kind of thing. So we're gonna have that for Friday. For Saturday, we have the Seven of Wands. So Wands is fire. I am a fire sign. I'm very much looking forward to having some fiery energy back in my life here with this fire horse year. So the Seven of Wands, you can see her standing there. There are things kind of pointed at her. Let me hold this up for you to get a look at it. She's got like things around her, right? It's almost like there's people down there, but we don't see them in this card. She's kind of like defending her position. So it can be aggression. It can also be defiance, conviction. But you know that like that adrenaline rush, that feeling of, yeah, this is going to be tough, but I got this. I'm going to enjoy every moment of this. It's that kind of a feeling, right? It is, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to put my skills to the test. Whatever comes at me, whoever those things belong to, I'm going to take care of it with style, right? But it's in a defensive nature. Like obviously there's one of her and a whole bunch of these people, but she's looking forward to the challenge. Okay. So while it is a challenge, it's not necessarily like the Five of Wands with fighting and that kind of thing. It's more of a challenge that you will enjoy, even though it is a challenge, and you've got the adrenaline and enthusiasm to get it done. So the sentence for this card is, what are you willing to oof for? I'm trying to avoid the censors. My son says oof. What are you willing to oof for? What are you willing to unalive for? Is the censored version of that. So Saturday, there may be some kind of challenge, but it's not necessarily something you won't enjoy. It's just there. And then we have another 7. That's interesting. So we have the 7 of Cups. So Cups, again, just like with the 10 of Cups up there before, Cups have to do with emotion. They can also have to do with psychic abilities, the watery realm of things. So when it comes to 7s, you can see this. Hold on, let me hold it up so that you can. I have to look and see if you can see it a little better. All right. So the 7 of Cups. This is. Oh, he or she. Hang on. I think that's a she. I think that is a she in a trench coat and top hat. This person doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the he, she, whatever. That person on the card has a whole lot of options before her, right? Beautiful options, right? Looks like there's a fish in there. There's a dragon here. There's a castle there. Usually castle is heart and home. Jewels up here, which usually tends to be the realm of earth. That kind of looks like a snake, maybe? Some fish? I don't know. Nope, that's a blimp. That one is a snake. I think we got feathers or something down in the one, a heart and another. So lots of wonderful options in front of us on Sunday. Lots of them. Your dreams, your desires. You may have a bit of wishful thinking. But there's a lot of potential in this card, right? So the sentence for this card is, in this moment, all possible futures exist until you pick one. So that's an interesting way to end on Sunday. All right. So that is our week. And I don't know if I can bring you down a little bit. I'll try. We'd have to move the cards a bit, but that way you can see them a little better. If you want to do a screenshot or anything like that, you'll have them a little closer to you. I usually do take a screenshot of them or a picture before I end. So, all right, so that is our week. It's really not too shabby. Might have some challenges come the weekend, but nothing we can't handle. All right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful week. We're in March. We're heading right into Ostara season here soon, so I'm about ready. I saw a bunny outside today when I took some scraps out to the composter, and it's like, oh, we're so close to Ostara. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend, for reminding me. All right. I hope you all have a lovely week. Stay safe. And I will see you again next week for our next weekly reading. Blessed be.